Hi, besties. Welcome back to West End Best Friend. And today we're chatting to another very special guest from the upcoming cast of the UK tour of Bat Out of Hell. Very, very exciting. We're here with Glenn Adamson. How's it going, Glenn?
Hi. Thanks for having me, bestie. It's going really well, thank you. We're working hard or hardly working, one of the two.
And before we kind of get into talking about the show and about your history with the show as well, for people that haven't heard of it or haven't been to see it, what is Bat Out of Hell in a nutshell?
I describe it as like a rock and roll fever dream, really. It really is just
Yeah.
Jim Steinman at its finest. If you could step into a Jim Steinman music video like Celine Dion's All Coming Back to Me Now, that's the world that you find yourself in. It's loud, it's larger than life, everything's so extravagant. You leave feeling like, what on earth? But also like, I've had the best time. People always say to me, like, I sat watching it thinking, what on earth is happening? But then I had the best time and I left like buzzing, and it really is just a rock and roll party. Yeah.
And it's those kind of experiences, I think, with maybe jukebox musicals as well, because the plot is kind of so out there that you just kind of go along with it in the audience. You just kind of have to like sit back and just enjoy it and go along for the ride.
Immerse
Right?
yourself. Yeah. I mean, the thing that I always love about Bat as well is people are always so shocked when they find out it's not a traditional jukebox musical and that Jim Steinman wrote the musical before the music. He wrote this back in the 60s and he always wanted it to be a musical, which is why those songs are so theatrical and lend themselves so well to it. But when he couldn't get the rights to the Peter Pan story, he just released it as a concept album, and then Loaf was born out of that. His dream was always for these songs to be in the show that they're in now, so it's great.
And the other thing that's quite interesting about this UK tour is that it's been marketed as a reimagined UK tour. Now, without kind of spoiling it, what can you tell us about this kind of reimagining of the production?
Well, I think when we went over to Australia and did the arena tour, there was like 8,000 people there and such an incredible vibe every single night. And the band were on stage for it, and the band were part of the show rather than putting them in a pit.
Yeah.
And it just felt like it brought it more like a rock and roll concert. It gave it more of that immersive feel. We used them through the piece. And I think from that, we realized we should have been doing it like this all along. We shouldn't have been trying to conform to traditional musical theatre. We should have been going, this is a gig. Like, let's give them the band. Let's show them how amazing they are. Let's use them in the piece. And so that's really the major change, is trying to get them onto those stages with us and incorporate them into it so that they are cast members as well.
How do they feel about that? I bet they're quite excited to be on stage with you as well.
Oh yeah, as long as they have a costume, they just want a costume. They all feel so cool now that they're not wearing their blacks. They're in their rock and roll outfits. They're having time of their life.
And are you kind of rehearsing with the full band as well in the rehearsal?
And the majority of them, we've got them all set up around the set and ready to go. And I mean, I always think the band for this is so integral. They should be getting the same attention as stage door. They should be getting the standing ovation. So let's give them that.